Hey Flufflebuns, welcome back. This is RoxyBun, and this is a really old game that I've never played, never watched a Let's Play of, but I knew it was really big a few years ago. Penumbra Overture. It was recommended to me by somebody I know, and I figured, why the hell not? I guess it's made by the same studio as Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which is one of the first games I ever played. So, let's get going in this one. I don't know what to expect. All I know is it's supposed to be scary. I don't know how long it's going to be, nothing like that. So, new game. Easy for players who are bad at action games. Normal. Hard. Let's do easy because I have trouble focusing while I talk. And I'm going to be talking to you and playing this. So enemies find it harder to spot you, move slower, and deal less damage. Oh, yikes. It's one of those games, isn't it? Okay. My story begins in February, year 2000. 19 years ago. This game is old.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made.
Okay.
Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it. So when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him.
Father of the Year.
He was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor.
Okay, what did he leave me?
Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me.
Of course he's going to look at the documents that are 30 years old and hidden from me.
Two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
Alright. Is this what we get to play yet? So basically we're doing the exact same shit my father did that got him killed, knowing that it probably got him killed, but we're doing it anyway. We're almost docked. I better stow my gear. I may be far from home, but chances are I can still pick things up using left mouse, and I can take a closer look at things using right mouse. Okay. Alright, clicked. I'm certain this map's a good decade or so out of date, but landmarks don't change much in Greenland. Okay. Give me the... Blech. I hate you. That was stupid. Okay, what was this? Always good to have a notebook. N, I guess the N button, to jot down interesting information and reminders. P. I'm not gonna remember this. I think I left my torch in the desk drawer next to the bed. It can be opened using my left mouse on it, holding the button down and moving the mouse. Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, can of soup. Fuck you, Campbell's. Campbell's soup. Fuck you. Okay, what's this? Ooh, a lock. Can't open it. Alright, so I need to get my torch. Okay. Ah, you mean flashlight, you weird Brit people. The flashlight switches on and off via the inventory tab, or hopefully with the short key F. What do you mean hopefully? Now where's that emergency glow stick? Should still be in the locker. Keys in my inventory. Oh, okay, so F, tab. There's the battery. There's the key. Okay, so now we go yoink. So I have to manually click it. Alright. And, oh, I had to actually, like, pull open the door. Alright, good thing I have my torch at hand. Should come in handy if the torch runs out of batteries. It's a fucking flashlight. I should be able to access it through the inventory. Or with G. Okay. Ah, some extra batteries to power my flashlight. You didn't call it a torch this time. Huh. I'm correct. Okay, what else do we need in here? There's some old pictures. Nothing in there. What? Ah. Dearest Eric, fisherman's wife's love letter. Just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. I've left you a little something to remember you by in the chest at the foot of the bed. I don't really know why you still only have one bed on board, taking shifts because it is no way to get your rest. What does a fisherman's wife know about a life of sea? I'll be praying every night for you to make the catch you need so that you can come home to me safely and soon. Please don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. I know I might nag sometimes, but I do love you. I've washed those overalls of yours and know you get them all covered in assorted fish parts in no time, but I still feel better knowing they've had a wash. Before I forget, the Henriksons in the village have asked me to see if you're coming by any trout, but I said that they were mostly out of season. If you do happen upon any, don't say anything. Stow them well on the ice, and I'll do something special with them to celebrate when you come home to me. The ship's captain deserves a little special treatment once in a while. Take care, my love. Oh. Okay, so a little something special. This whiskey that we're gonna throw against the wall, where did it go? I broke the other bottle of whiskey and this one just disappeared. Oh, whatever, I gotta go. As I stepped off the boat, sitting out into the blizzard that had formed around me, I realized how utterly devoted I'd been to the discovery of my father's past. I had no idea what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation or my spirit first, but when I lost feeling in my extremities soon after, and knew hypothermia was settled in, I started looking for shelter. That sounds safe. Okay, oh, I'm so cold. Don't know where I am and I need shelter soon. Okay, so I guess I'm going through the snow looking for a cave or something. My entire head went numb long ago, but I can still hear the wind roaring past. Or is that some kind of animal in the distance? I'm gonna freeze to death out here. What's this? What in the hell is that? I don't care. I need shelter. Looks frozen shut. Need something to break in. Alright, so I guess we go back this way. See if we can find anything to break it in. I don't know what the hell we're going to find out here that's going to help us, but... some rocks? If I click and hold the interact button, I should be able to manage to pick up that rock. The cold's made me weak, but still throw things using the exam button where I'm carrying something. Okay. We got a little tutorial going on. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, let's... If I use interact mode, I can swing the stone more accurately. I hope to God it's not frozen inside as well. So weak, but if I just use interact mode. There we go. So R just kind of lets me do it. Come on. Am I turning it the wrong way? Yeah, I probably am. Come on. can do it. There we go. You can do it. Put your back into it. Did I open it? This is weird. This is an old game, so I'm kind of giving it... It's not opening! Oh, I had to lift it up? I'm stupid. Okay, we're going the fuck in there. That was stupid and I didn't even know I had to pull up the damn lid. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for that stupidity of me. Okay. If this is a tutorial, I think I'm pretty fucked. Oh, I hear whispery doos. Ooh. Jesus, my head. I can't believe I fell that far and survived. Although looking around, maybe I didn't. What is this place? It's hell! Pretty sure this is hell. What's this? A steel rod. Hello? That is a flare. That is something. Oh, a hammer. Let's see. I can swing this hammer if I hold left mouse. I can make a back swing by pulling the mouse right and then follow through by pushing left. The opposite works too. So like a stabbing motion. I reckon if I hold right mouse after the back swing, I should still be able to look around. That's complicated, but okay. Uh-huh. It's stuck. There must be something in the way. It's hammer time. It's not letting me use the hammer. How's that going to work? I don't fucking know. Uh-huh, okay, so 1. Still stuck by something. Oh. I'm just trying to... Okay, the... Alright, I'm just trying to... It's stuck by something, which is great, but... Unless... Things are making me feel like a dumbass game. Like, I've been hitting it with a hammer. I can't believe I'm already stuck at the beginning of this goddamn game. I should probably have been through it already. That's just some canned food. Well... let's look at the notes. Did it say something? Let's see. Need to find a way around. Oh. Oh, so I probably had to actually find a different place to go entirely instead of there. Oh, okay, I'm stupid. Can I push it? They don't teach you how to move objects or crouch. Hold on, is there some kind of... Crouch left control? I'm changing it to C. Oh, right. There we go. Ooh. It's not letting me in. I see a tunnel. I know that's... Oh! Oh, hold on a second. Nope. Okay. I can't squeeze in. What the frig? Christ, what am I thinking to push the thing over? Ugh. This is... fucking... Oh, finally. Wait a minute, unless it still doesn't let me in. Oh! Thanks. I did it, but... Great. That took forever. And... now we are in this scary place. What is this? Hey! The fuck? I don't want to go down there now. So... I got my hammer. Got my flashlight. That looks like a door right into hell. But so let's... Oh, all I did was just open the door. What's this? Looks like blood on there. I don't know what... it's a little box with blood. This hatch is seriously solid. It won't open by hand. Someone obviously wanted to keep people out or in. What is this? This looks like some kind of industrial mechanism, although there's a hole in the center and no way to operate it. Oh, the pipe. There we go. You turn it around. Did that help? Yes. Now down into the dark depths of hell. Whatever I was descending into is 100 feet below ground, protected by the two solid metal hatches located in a remote Arctic wilderness, and buried beneath the snow. I didn't know what to expect, but it made me feel something I hadn't felt since I was a child. I'd never given it much thought before, but I realized that our entire society is a network of safety nets. Emergency services at the end of a phone line, health and safety in the workplace, friends, family, lovers. All there if something goes wrong, part of a carefully designed structure to prevent it all but the most mundane of emotions. Once again, I felt like I did when I was in school. Surrounded by a closing ring of older kids, knowing anyone that might help me. Friends, parents, teachers were too scared or too far away. I've jotted down a note just in case. Okay, so how do we save in this game anyway? There could be anything living down here. Heroics are for Hollywood actors and fairy tales. I'm not taking any chances. If I face off against anything down here, I won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defenses now. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd be best off staying low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. Crouching by pressing C will give me the chance to hide in the shadows. I'll know when I've got it right because the blue tint to my vision. Plus, I should be quiet enough that it won't be heard unless something's right on top of me. Better remember to shut off any light sources. My best bet is to hide for a couple of seconds still. Perfectly still. I guess this, like that, I'll be virtually invisible, and after some time I should get my night vision back, provided I stay still. Oh, a map. Northern Area Explosive Workshop Storage. This place must be old if they were still using paraffin lamps. Looks like there's still some juice left. Okay. Place is fucking creepy, I'll tell you that much. I guess I need a lighter of some kind. Hey, I don't even know where to begin. Office. Alright, here's the office. It's lit. Backstrin. 15th of August, 1945. Oh, this is old. Commander Bunker Emergency Airstrip Zulu Weekly Report. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Regular supply shipment received. Standard emergency drill carried out. Routine runaway maintenance completed. I have ordered maintenance to be carried out twice weekly due to the increased snowfall and one wounded. The one wounded figure is no cause for concern back in London. The Germans haven't extended their front line by 4,000 miles. 2 of my men were caught manufacturing cherry bombs in our workshop and succeeded in blowing off a couple of fingers. I take partial responsibility for this in that I allowed them access to the demolitions manual that we keep in the storeroom, and I'm sure that's where they learnt the ingredients. As a precautionary measure, I've now locked up that manual in the chest in my office and will keep the key on my person at all times. Those sound like clues. Needless to say, both men have been disciplined, and the injured man has been sent home for medical care. I cannot help but think that a more suitable punishment would have been for him to stay out here, but the matter is out of my hands. This base is so disconnected sometimes, I feel as if this war could end and we might not even hear about it. Supplies requisition order. Dynamite for excavation purposes. 7 bayonets. Not necessary in my opinion, but procedure states we should have a full complement. 1 industrial ice pick for removing the damn ice that forms in the external hatch. 1 pair of reading glasses, category 7C, in order for myself. My glasses are in a rather poor state of repair and could do with replacing. Reconditioning of the mine continues to progress. The structure is being fortified from potential bomb damage, and excavation previously caved-in areas is going ahead. One point of curiosity is some kind of archaeological find, an artifact buried in the earth and discovered by one of the work teams. Later this evening, after marshal duty, I shall take a closer look at the artifact. It appears to be man-made and may have working parts inside. I shall remove what looks like the front cover and see if I can't discover the source of light which constantly emanates from it. Alright. So they found probably something they shouldn't have touched. This! A man, an old man, crouching something unseen. He is strange, and yet he is no stranger. Never seen before, still I know this man before me is Howard, and I call him Father. Ooh. Okay. Oh, what the hell? What just happened? I don't know if that was such a good idea. Oh boy. This typewriter dates back even further than the war, made in Germany, 1923. It's locked and I need a key. Anything in here? Mm-hmm. Beef jerky? That's cool. Ancient, but it should feed me if I needed. Painkillers. So much history in this place, tied up in words and left to decompose. Batteries. A key in... Oh, okay. Copenhagen Post, Monday 17th, August 1930. Psychotropic deposits at the bottom of Death Mine. Researchers at the University of Copenhagen have suggested that mind-altering chemicals naturally sewn into the rock may be the cause of a high suicide rates at a Greenland mine. The university, which has recently been conducting studies into isolated communities, first became interested in the workers of the northwestern lead mine last year. They discovered that even taking into account Greenland's natural higher suicide rate, local figures for the last 100 years were abnormally high, at 46 deaths per 100,000 populace compared to the national average of 29. On further investigation, experts diagnosed in many of the miners symptoms in common with the earlier stages of paranoid schizophrenia. This has prompted researchers to hypothesize that the natural deposits of lysergic acid, a pH4 formula recently discovered to have hallucinogenic properties, may be present in the rocks. Few locals were conducive to interview, but those who agreed to speak had their own explanation. Inuit spirits known as the Tumgite live in the mountains. The university is awaiting results of chemical testing. Studies continue. Small key. What else you got in here, Captain? That's it. Alright, let's... Can't open this. Need to select the key. Big Book of Explosives, 1923 edition. Nice title. It's the Big Book of Explosives. It sounds like something you'd find in the children's section of the library. Chapter 1.3, Black Match Fuse. The black match fuse is one of the oldest, simplest, and most reliable fuses in modern pyrotechnics. It's easy to create, essentially consisting of just string and gunpowder, but be warmed. The chemicals will stain clothing, and as always, due concern is advised. Materials required: string, black gunpowder, and backstrin. The string should be coated with a thin layer of backstrin which acts as an adhesive, and then the string is carefully rolled in the gunpowder and left to dry a couple minutes. Dynamite. Invented by Alfred Nobel in 1866, it's commonly used in construction, mining, and demolition. It's far safer to handle than alternatives such as pure nitroglycerin, provided that it has been properly stored. Over time, the explosive component of dynamite, supposedly made safe by the presence of diatomaceous earth, has a tendency to weep, making an old box of the explosive liable to detonate on contact. Materials required: 1 part diatomaceous earth, 3 parts nitroglycerin, a small amount of sodium carbonate, text unreadable, and then simply form into short sticks and wrap up in paper. Chapter 2.3 Trinitrotoluene. TNT. First discovered in 1863 by German chemist Joseph Wilbrand, but it took some years before it yielded its true potential, because the difficulty of making it explode and the lesser detonation in comparison to dynamite. The main advantage was discovered by the German Navy, who employed TNT, relative explosive stability, in order to cause massive damage to British warships. Now, torpedoes could be detonated inside a ship's armor rather than exploding on contact. Then Armstrong's mixture. It's a point of interest and a viable chemical mix. The formula exists as somewhat of a legend in modern pyrotechnics, referenced by those knowledgeable enough to stay away from it as death mix. Its incredible volatility make it unsuitable for almost all potential applications: red phosphorus and barium. This mixture can be carefully and slowly mixed to minimize risk to the chemist. Sulfur can substitute for some or all of the barium to slightly decrease sensitivity. Okay. So we got some stuff going on. Problem is, I don't know where the hell I am. So I guess that artifact, the glowing thing, was a save spot. I think I'm going to save again. I may never get used to that. Alright, let's see. It's a picture of a British platoon. It must date back to World War II. I suppose this mine was converted into some kind of bunker. Alright, so it's been a little bit. I think I'm going to call this the end of the first video, since we got to the first little point of interest here and had to deal with my asinine attempts at learning the controls. But this has been part 1 of Penumbra Overture. I don't know what to expect. I'm kind of scared and nervous to go any further with all these talks about explosives and unable to fight, and I don't know how good I am at these kind of things. So if you like this video, if you like this game, hop on over to that like button, give it a bunny nudge for me, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, you should subscribe. And if you do subscribe, remember to hit the bell notification button so you can get alerted when the next part comes up. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.